It's been an inconsistent campaign for Dubai Capitals so far. David Warner's men have showed promise, but failed to stamp their authority on the tournament, and come into tonight's clash off the back of a tough loss to the Knight Riders. The Giants have also struggled to gain momentum this season, but they'll take confidence from their comprehensive victory over the Warriors on Saturday night, thanks to a resurgent Shimron Hetmyer. Which superstar will step up and get their side over the line as the Capitals and the Giants battle to secure a place in the playoffs? Welcome to Dubai International Stadium for match 24. David Warner leading Dubai Capitals for one final time up against the Gulf Giants. Now it's a hugely important match for both sides. For level on 6 points along with the Vipers and the Warriors. The Giants have a slight advantage with their positive net run rate, and a win tonight would significantly boost their chances of reaching the playoffs. Now David Warner will be hoping that he can give his side a parting gift and secure 2 points for the Capitals and give them some momentum with games to go. Now there's lots to play for today, and before we head to it, Nally Germanos with the captains for the toss. But there's lots coming up because it's a big game with the Giants, and Nally Germanos with the captains for the toss.
Tonight we have David Warner's Dubai Capitals taking on the Gulf Giants, led by James Vince. For the toss, we've got the toss representative, Balaji Nagarajan, and of course the match referee, Roshan Mahanama, to oversee proceedings. David, you've got the coin?
Heads.
Heads is the call. It is tails.
It's a tails.
We're going to bowl first.
David, I'm assuming you're going to have a ball first. That's sort of what the trend has been here. What's your thoughts on the surface?
Yeah, look, I actually think it looks like it's got a bit of a sheen on it, so it might play better. We've used it a couple of times now, but as you know here, you've got to bowl well, and if you bowl well, you can probably chase the total down.
A lot of talk, obviously, but we know this is your last game. So what's been the chat in the dressing room?
Yeah, the chat's just about execution. We spoke about last game, the power play. That's something we really want to knuckle down with bat and ball, and hopefully we can do that tonight. In
terms of looking at your team, any major changes? How are you looking tonight?
We've lost 3 players, and we've got an injection of 3 others. Ollie Stone comes in tonight. Kane Richardson back in as well. So, yeah, look, I'm excited to see what the boys have to offer.
Good luck. Play well.
Thanks, Natalie.
James, you're going to have a bat first. We know the trend here is generally to bowl first, but you proved in the last game that you can bowl first and win. So how does that factor into your plans?
Yeah, it's nice to get that win under our belt last game. I think I've only won 1 toss this whole tournament, so we pretty much turn up knowing we're going to bat first. But yeah, definitely the last game found probably a better style of playing, batting first, so have to try and replicate that this evening.
Yeah, I can confirm it's 7 out of 8, I think, now that you've lost in terms of the toss. Looking at your team, I know a lot of other teams are looking at losing a few players to international duty. You seem a little bit more settled. Yeah,
we're fairly settled. We're playing the same team that played the other night, so I know Majib leaves us, I think, tomorrow, but on the whole, fairly settled team. Unfortunately, Glees has been ruled out through injury, but yeah, he wasn't a part the other night, so same team tonight.
Looking at the side in terms of net run rate as well, you have quite a positive net run rate at the moment. Is that part of your plans as well?
Yeah, obviously the last game helped that, and with the table being so bunched up, I think run rate could well play a factor come the after the group stages. So first and foremost, try and make sure we get the 2 points, and if we can increase our run rate, we know that's going to help at the back end as well.
Good luck and play well.
Thank you.
So that's it. The news then from the middle is that the Dubai Capitals have won the toss, and they're going to have a bowl first.
The Dubai Capitals have won the toss and chosen to bowl. We have lots coming up for you on Cricket Safari. We assess the importance of in-form Chris Lynn and Shimron Hetmyer. Can David Warner finish his tournament in style? And Jason Holder shares the secret of swing bowling. Joining me on Cricket Safari, Darren Ganga and Wasim Akram. What a great day for cricket. Kind of chilly.
It is very chilly. Too chilly for my standards as a West Indian.
Let's dive right into it. It's a big game today. Talking about the Gulf Giants, Chris Lynn, he's been really good. So consistent in the T20 format. Last 5 games, really outstanding.
Yeah, well, he missed the first 2 matches this season, and then he was able to show that he can score runs in every single game. 2 half centuries so far in quick time. He leads this batting for this Giants team. The same will be expected from him with the bat. Batting at number 3 is always a pivotal position in T20 cricket. And if he could continue in that same vein, I think it would only enhance this Gulf Giants' chances of winning this all-important game, batting first.
Absolutely. And talking about now, Shimron Hetmyer started slow in this tournament, but seems to have picked up form and at the business end of the tournament, so it's good time.
I agree, and I think picked up form at the right time when the whole team, the whole tournament is almost the bottom end of it, and he got runs under pressure other day. And I think for Hetmyer, for Giants, it's important today. They are batting first. We've seen the previous game here a couple of days ago. Team batting first won. So they need to get to 185, 180 odd. And for that, this guy had to get runs, I suppose. And of course, you spoke about Chris Lynn early on. But he's a dangerous player. That's his job. Comes at number 5, number 6, and finish off the game for his team. And I think a lot depends on him today. It's like you said, it's a very, very important game. Both teams are standing on 6 points.
It is a very important game, and getting right to our pitch report, Alan Wilkins is ready for us.
This is pitch number 4. It's not the pitch we're playing on tonight. I'll come to that in a moment. I just want to show you, on the weekend, this was the pitch where the Gulf Giants batted and got 187, and they defended it. It's very tufty, very strong grass, and a young leg spinner, Zubair, picked up 4 for 22. He bowled an immaculate length. He didn't allow the batters to come at him. What he did, he bowled just short of a length, and when they did come at him, they paid the price. So that was 4 for 22 from him. He bowled really well. Let's bring you across to the pitch we're playing on tonight. We're on the edge of the square. This is number 7, pitch 7. So let me take you here. Even though the grass is still a little bit tufty, it's not nearly as thick as there. So I expect the ball to turn a little bit, but not nearly as much as that. Should swing a little bit early on as well, because it's a bit warmer. But let me remind you as well, it's a shorter boundary this side, so the captains will be wary about which end they're going to bowl their spinners. But this, not as much spin as that.
Well, as we see in this really crucial game today, we see what the pitch is like, but getting right to the Capitals, David Warner, not really the tournament that he would have wanted, last game for him, but I think he finally must have felt good after the last one against the Knight Riders.
Yeah, I thought they had a good chance of winning that game. They allowed Russell to get off at the back end, but David Warner, that 40 that he scored here might just propel him to bigger and better things in this tournament. He struggled against left-arm bowlers in this tournament, 5 times to left-arm seamers, and then it was Imadu Azim who got the better of him in that encounter against the Abu Dhabi Knight Riders. So the only right-hander to get him out was Carlos Brathwaite. So he's got his issues with left-handers, but he's such a good player in that he can rectify those issues, and he'll understand the importance of winning this game for his team before he heads to Australia.
Absolutely, Darren. And he was struggling against the left-armers, like you said rightly, especially the variations from the left-handers. He couldn't middle the ball first 3-4 games, and finally got some runs other day. And I think that little innings of 42 will give him a lot of confidence. And like Darren said, he is one of the best players in world cricket. And play like him in this format needs one good outing on the pitch, and he has done that.
Absolutely, and when you talk about David Warner, his passion has been incredible for cricket. He's shown us this entire DP World ILT20, but he also behind the scenes told us about his love for India.
Why are you such a popular man in India?
I think popularity comes with embracing culture, having the respect, the gratitude, and when you get to travel to different parts of the world, India just stands out for me with the whole experience. There's the perfect reason why it's called Incredible India, because it is amazing. The people, they're so welcoming. They've always got a smile on their faces no matter what. The food is outstanding. The hospitality in general is unbelievable. During COVID, it was a sad time for everyone, and doing some dances on Reels and TikTok and stuff, I felt like that was a way to connect people and to put smiles on people's faces. And I think popularity probably grew a lot more through there. But as I say, you have to embrace culture, you have to respect culture, and that's one thing I've always done from a young age. Yeah, Pushpa, it's something that I watched, and a lot of people were calling me Pushpa for some reason, so I learned to do the action, and from there it was just took off, and it was a big hit. But No, when you go and field on the outfield, people start yelling out to you, so you want to give them something, then the DJ plays the music. They're here to watch the game, but they're also here to watch people entertain. And, if my small part of entertainment is giving the crowd what they want and have a little dance, then I'll do that.
Now it's incredible to see how he says just embrace the culture, and he absolutely has. Well, am I seeing some dance moves from you? Are you going to be the next TikTok sensation? Maybe we see a little collaboration with you and David Warner.
At all. No chance.
He's an entertainer.
He is.
In general, he said if people want to see me dance in India, I'll dance for them. And of course, the most important thing for me is that very few foreign players get into the culture of India or my part of the world, and he got into it from deep. I mean, his young daughters, showing them the historic parts of Mughal era, getting to connect with local people from south, from north, from Punjab, from everywhere. So that's David Warner.
Well, he's got everyone invested, including us and maybe all of India. But talking about the Capitals, losing Jason Holder is not going to be an easy one for them. But stick with us, because on the other side of the break, we'll show you his parting gift to us. Welcome back. Now the Dubai Capitals have won the toss and chosen to bowl. Let's take a look at the team sheets.
Yeah, Jamie Smith is not firing. James wins on and off. Lynn is the main man in the first stop. Jordan Cox is also not in good nick. Hetmeyer, they're going to depend on Erasmus, Overton, an all-rounder. Chris Jordan can bat. Drakes. Ayan bowled really well in the previous game, and so did Zubair. So that's their playing 11 for Gulf Giants.
The Capitals, well, the exodus of the West Indians has brought in Ollie Stone from England, who was recently playing in the ZEE5. Dasun Shanaka as well, the Sri Lankan overseas, is the other player who has joined this squad, but they require their batting to fire. Gurbaz, he's gone off the boil a bit. Both himself and Warner will need to give this team a good start, and their fast bowling it out of Richardson and Akif will be crucial alongside Pugaline for wickets.
Now with the Capitals losing Jason Holder, before he left for international duty back to the West Indies, he gave us a parting gift, and that was a masterclass, a tip on swing bowling.
So I'll go back to the history of my upbringing, and I started obviously in primary school, and then when I played against the guys my age back then, I was pretty much quick off 18 yards. When I moved to 22 yards, I think the game got a little bit harder for me, and then obviously I wasn't as fast as I probably wanted to be when I was in primary school. So for me, my next resort was obviously trying to swing and seam the ball. Yeah, you just have obviously the cricket ball. You obviously decide which side of the ball you're going to shine. On this occasion, I'm going to choose this as the shiny side and use Sultan as the rough side. And usually, conventional swing goes where you have the shiny side on the inside, seam pointing towards first slit, and you really just try to keep the palm of your hand going right down behind the line of the seam as you release. And you just everything going towards the target. And in swing is the complete opposite. So then you put the shiny side on the outside, seam points towards leg slip, still having your palm directly behind the line of the seam, and you're just pulling down on it. And that's just what you call conventional swing. Now, depending on where you're going in terms of conditions, it varies. Sometimes the ball doesn't do as much as it would in other conditions, and that's all dependent on the day and the conditions you're faced with on that particular day. Everything I pretty much knew about swing and seam bowling was down to the guy Ezra Mosley. Ezra Mosley was just a wonderful exponent of this. Obviously when he played, and he was an excellent teacher, and for him I owe everything that I've learned with the ball, especially because he's the guy who taught me basically how to bowl and how to play cricket. So yeah, I mean, when I first came around Mr. Mosley, he was very, very big on movement and trying to do as much as you possibly can and using your skills to the best of your advantage. So he taught me everything I knew. And yeah, I can't really thank him enough for everything he's done for me. God rest his soul as he's passed on. But at the end of the day, for me, is understanding the conditions, as I said before, and knowing how best to exploit them wherever you go.
Now, no Jason Holder and no Chamira as well. Talking about the bowling for the Capitals, Scott Kugelheim.
Yeah, I've seen him in this tournament, Kugelheim. He struggled a bit early on, and these are good pitches to bowl on. Usually, with our part of the world, using T20 format, we see these pitches are flat, small boundaries. Boundaries are really good here, sometimes 70 meters, 68 to 71 meters, and then there's a grass on the pitch, especially here in Abu Dhabi. But a lot depends on him. He's got pace. He's got pace as well. He's got 2 wickets the other day. But in general, I think he needs a bit more variations, and he needs a bit more consistent back of a length line and length both. And that's not happening with him. But like you said early on, a lot of bowling of giants depends. I mean, really depends on this. Dubai depends on this guy.
And what are your thoughts, Darren Oliver-Stone? Quite an exciting bowler.
Yeah, he will come in and, of course, add value. He was playing in that ZEE5 in the last 5 matches that he played here. He picked up 5 wickets, not at one time. Yeah. So hasn't had a lot of success in terms of taking wickets in cluster, but he will be part of a bowling group that will try to contain this opposition team. Again, they're batting first, so it's an opportunity for them to defend a target under pressure.
And we're talking about batting first. James Vince really needs to come good today.
Yeah, he's only got, 150 runs this season, just 1 half-century. You compare that with what he produced last year. He was
even in BBL, he was doing really well as a batter. And I think all the top batting depends on him, and he can bat. I mean, we all know he's such a good player all around the ground, against spin, against fast bowling. And I think if he gets some runs today, it'll be pressure off on the Giants, and especially on Chris Lynn, who comes at number 3 every time he has to get runs.
Now when we're talking about the last time these two teams played each other, Sikandar Raza did a really good job. They should be worried.
Yeah, he's been the all-rounder in the side, so to speak. Yeah. He hasn't had a half-century so far, but his contributions are solid with bat and ball.
And he comes at numbers 5, 6. It's difficult to get a half-century
That's
at
right.
times. Yeah.
And I think that chemistry he has with Sam Billings and the other batters in that middle order, so crucial. He's a man for a crisis. He has the power game as well. He can strike boundaries. So he is a handy player in that low order and can be that finisher.
And I think a lot depends on him as well. Apart from being a good batter, we know he has been consistent for 2 years at international level, and of course with the ball, and he's a gun fielder too. So he's a proper all-rounder for this format, in my opinion.
Well, I just want to know what our predictions are, because that's the biggest and most fun event that's happening now. Let's take a look. Darren, you're still at the top. What is
I don't know how I'm sustaining that, but again, for today, I'm going with the Gulf Giants because I feel they've shown in this season that they can bat first and win. Twice they've done it already.
Yeah, I also picked up Gulf Giants today, and some of the commentators cheated. I'll get back to it when I'll be on air.
All right, well, I guess we all have a unanimous decision here. It's going to be the Gulf Giants, and now let's get to a cracker of the game. Dubai Capitals taking on the Gulf Giants.